Hi guys, I'm Hanupriya. I'm an occupational therapist. I basically deal with kids on the autism spectrum, ADHD, learning disabilities, and the kids with developmental delays. Now, the most frequently asked question to me as a therapist from the parent side is how do I develop and enhance sustained attention of my kid? To help parents for the same, these are general activities which do not necessarily require much of the visual or auditory processing skill of your kid, which is again an issue. Now, to begin with, the first activity is Chinese checkers. Chinese checkers is a normal game available in the market, which we will be using for the kid as a put-in activity where he has to just put in the peg like this. The next activity is plot 4 or connect 4, which is this kind of arrangement, and the kid is supposed to put in a coin inside the board. The next one is topple board, which is this kind of arrangement, and the kid has to place peg over the topple board in a manner such that it doesn't fall down. Now here, not only I focus on the sustained attention, but also the eye-hand coordination and proprioceptive processing, which is pressure gradation of a kid. To put in a peg on this board, the kid not only requires eye-hand coordination, but also the judgment of how much pressure should I be using to put in the peg such that the board doesn't fall, and at the same time I am able to put in the peg in the correct position. The next one is pen stand, which is this kind of arrangement, and the kid has to just put in the blocks like this. The next is the board book, which is again available in the market. It is a free kind of arrangement where the kid is supposed to put 6 holes inside the holes. Now, instead of using these activities, you also might use any kind of put-in activities which require the kid to put in things in the small holes. The smaller the holes, more the attention the kid requires to accomplish the task. That is the rule. The next one is putting marbles left to right in Brain Vita or chocolate box. Now, I use just normal marbles, and I just ask him to place the marbles from left to right. Now, when I ask the kid to place the marbles, not only do I use his eye-hand coordination, but also the concept of left to right and top to bottom. The next one is pasting smileys left to right and then progressing to scattered scanning. Now, I make this kind of arrangement. I just ask kid to put smiley in each of the circles starting from left and progressing to right, which is a general skill required when the kid is starting to write and read. Now, the next activity is putting smileys to complete the figure. I ask the kid to put in the smileys in the missing circles. Now, not only I use his sustained attention looking down, but also the space perception for both the activities. Now, the next activity is 2D 3D matching, where it is general kind of figures drawn, and I just hand over the kid the same shape and I ask the kid to put it on the same figure. A kind of pegboard activity that you do, but instead I am just taking out the factor of depth perception in this. If I give the kid the pencil, he should be able to place it over here. The next activity is 3D matching or building. It is just general activity that you teach the kids, wherein I give a block, I place my block, I ask the kid to place similar block. I place my block, I ask the kid to place similar block and complete the figure as I complete it. The next one is picking marbles from green colored mat. Now you just use a normal doormat of green color and then ask the kid to pick up marbles scattered on the mat. Now you're not only using the sustained attention but also figure ground perception of the kid. The next one is putting coins in the piggy bank. Now the kid is supposed to put normal coins in the piggy bank. While doing any kind of put-in activities or doing this kind of activity, if you are initially starting with a kid, just start on with 5 of the pegs or 5 of the coins. As if you're doing it till the completion or end of the task, there are higher chances of kid getting irritated, and hence we are switching the activities after 5 counts. The next activity is cotton bird activity or vegetable painting, wherein you just give it a normal cotton bud dipped in a color and just ask the kid to put the color in circle or square that you have made. Now the next activity that we will be focusing is a normal tear and paste activity that we make the kids do. It is better to make a kid do this tear and paste activity with glaze paper, as it gives a tactile feedback also. Next one is scribbling in a raised boundary as of colored tape or puffy colors, or you might also use bangle for the same, wherein you paste the bangle on a piece of paper and just ask him to scribble inside. If your kid is not able to hold a pencil, you probably can use a chalk holder, put in a pencil inside it and ask the kid to just generally scribble with a pencil color or a crayon or a wax color. The next activity is putting beads on same colored circles. Now this activity is something like this, wherein I ask the kid to put similar color beads on the circles that I have made. Now lastly, when the kid will finish all of them from left to right, I just ask him to put all of them in a stick or a thread starting from left to right, which again will enhance my left to right perception. The next activity is picking up blocks scattered in the room. When you have just generally scattered blocks in the room and you ask the kid to pick up all of them, again to remind, just use 5 to 6 blocks to start with, again to decrease the irritability of the kid. The next one is hitting bowling pins left to right. You just place bowling pins in front of the kid almost 4 inches away and ask the kid to hit from left to right. The next one is throwing balls in the basket in the order of next. You place 3 baskets and just ask the kid to normally throw the ball in each of the basket and continue the pattern of 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, at least 5 balls in each basket. Here you are also making the kid learn the concept of next. The next one is catching and throwing the ball in designated area. So for example, you just ask the kid to catch a ball and you take a bucket and you're constantly changing the positions of the bucket so that he catches the ball and throws the ball inside the bucket each time he's catching. The next one is bouncing and throwing together. Now you're placing the hula hoop between you and the kid, wherein you are standing 10 feet apart, and I just ask the kid, each time you have to bounce the ball in the hula hoop such that it should bounce and reach to me, bounce and reach to me. The same skill also develops proprioceptive processing for the kid. The next one is hit all the bowling pins scattered in the room. Now you have put the bowling pins in the room and just ask the kid to drop all the bowling pins which are scattered over with a golf stick. Now, necessarily I require a golf stick for same, because later on when you will be teaching bat holding to a kid, you will be requiring bilateral coordination and midline crossing for the same. So now if the kid doesn't have bilateral coordination or midline crossing, and I allow a kid to hold the bat with one hand, later on it is difficult for me to explain the same to him. Why did I allow him earlier? The next one is hitting balloon for 5 counts such that it doesn't fall on the ground. Now you give a normal balloon to a kid, normal inflated balloon, and just ask the kid to hit it 5 times without dropping it. This is better if you do it with your fan switched off. The next one is keep 5 to 8 empty glasses scattered in the room and ask the kid to put marble in each. Now you have scattered glasses in the room or any empty thing that you have readily available, and you just give marbles one by one and ask the kid to place one marble each in every glass. The next one is hit ball being thrown with a racket. For this you give a table tennis racket to a kid and you just throw a small ball to him, a cricket size ball of plastic, and he is asked to hit the ball each time. The next one is throw ball in the same surface as I bounce. Now you keep ring and a basket in front of you, and you just take a normal ball, a normal football, and bounce it on the basket. By the kid's side you have kept small balls, and you ask the kid to drop the ball in the same surface where you bounced. Since you bounced in the basket, he's supposed to throw the ball in the basket. When you bounce in the ring, he's supposed to throw ball in the ring. The next one is crossing hula hoops held in different directions. So normally hold hula hoops in different directions and just ask the kid to cross them. So these are the different arrangements that we can use for hula hoops. Now here, not only I develop space perception, looking down, sustained attention, but also motor planning of a kid, how to execute the same. Next is hit a stationary ball. Now you have kept a stationary ball and you ask the kid to hit with another ball. Now the ball that is in kid's hand has to be smaller in size than the ball that is kept on the ground. Later on progress to a moving ball, wherein you're rolling the ball either from left to right or top to bottom, and the kid has to hit the same. Now cross the bolster coming towards you. I roll a bolster or a normal pillow towards him, which is round in shape, and he has to cross each time it is coming towards him, one by one. The next is normal dribbling of ball. The normal dribbling of ball helps develop sustenance to a task as the kid is following a single movement pattern. Now, not only I develop the sustained attention in these activities, but also the eye-hand coordination, looking down as a skill, depth perception, left to right tracking, scanning, pursuits and saccades, space perception, pinch grasp, matching, proprioceptive processing, motor planning, two-point gazing, and figure ground perception. Hope this is of help.